Hello everyone, this is MadCloud94, joined by,
Angry Viking.
yep, basically this is a vlog Skype call thing, which basically,
Extravaganza.
yeah, we're basically going to be discussing, this is also going to be on my channel, so if you're wondering what the hell is going on, do bear with me just for a minute. Basically we're going to be talking about our collaboration channel, which is known as the Cult of Gloriousness at the moment. It may
Yes.
that name is subject to
Considering
change.
a name change, yeah,
Um,
to something a little bit more professional.
a little more classy.
Yeah, because it
um,
was it was a while ago that we came up with that. Well, that I came up with it.
well, you throw it out there and other people agreed, so
Yeah,
you know.
we were pressed for time. I was like, "How is Cult of Gloriousness?" And everyone else was like, "Yeah," because
Sure.
we were sat there spitballing loads of ideas for names.
Well, it was Fatal Gaming
I
first, but
yeah,
then
changed it because your mum didn't like it.
no, mum. You know, we'll move aside from that. I mean, I can understand the reason for not liking it because it's acquainted with death, which, all right, fair enough. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, and we did have what was it? Animal Gaming, I think it was before that.
Can't remember.
Animal House Gaming, I think it was.
Yeah.
Um, and basically, that was when we did the Spec Ops videos, and we had our clan tags as different animals. But that didn't really stay around too long. So,
No.
but anyway,
I think I
let's
think I've still got cat as my Call of Duty clan
yeah.
tag.
But anyway, let's get to the points, right? So let's start with the changes that we're going to be doing to the channel. Um, Basically, I think the best way to put it is we need to rebrand the logo and redo the channel art.
Yeah, we're gonna pretty much just give it an entirely new sort of reboot, essentially, because it's sort of become neglected over the last few years.
Yeah, the difficulty was that I was the only one at the time with the capability of editing, because we played on consoles, and I was the only one
Yeah,
with a capture card. So, the Alien versus Predator one, which was from uh, Vikings' perspective here, um, was because I was round his house at the time, so we were able to. We were able to.
well, yeah, well, we used your capture card, didn't we? And then
We did. I don't know why my TV
we
screen.
used that um, to sort of record just to get some content up from my perspective.
Yeah,
Since it was like it was before I even started, pretty much before I even started actually making YouTube videos myself,
yeah.
uh,
It was kind of like an
or at
engagement.
least sort of like started taking YouTube seriously. Um, but I consider myself more of a streamer than a YouTuber now. But
Yeah, streaming's more. Streaming's easier in terms of there's no editing involved and it's less time
yeah,
consuming, so
yeah,
it's understandable. But yeah, basically the channel is going to get a revamp, very much like I did with my channel about 3 or 4 months ago. Because when you've got all this cheap, crappy images that you just pulled off Google for your
yeah,
channel art and everything,
like
it's sort
clip
of,
art,
yeah, it comes across as a little bit,
tacky, and
yeah. I
that's
mean,
the thing. Like I said before, we kind of want to take a more sort of professional approach to the channel. So using better software and stuff, it'll sort of give it the aesthetic look of a more professional franchise.
well, they go on about you have to capture your audience within the first like 20 seconds of the video, and it's the same when it comes to the channel. If the channel looks tacky, they're going to go, "Ugh, this guy looks a little bit," you know.
Exactly.
So, but that's I revamped my channel and my channel trailer, and my subscribers, they're gradually going upwards. So, aesthetics make the difference, if I could say the word correctly.
They really do. Like,
Uh,
but that's the thing. It's like the showroom effect. You need to make it look a lot more aesthetically pleasing to draw people's eye.
yeah, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but a lot of people do judge your channel by its first appearance. So,
Definitely.
that's one of the main differences. And like we said, the name may be subject to change. So, Cult of
Yes.
Gloriousness, at the moment, at the time of doing this, and today's date is the 6th of June. So obviously, if you're watching this at a later date or whatever, for whatever reason,
And name may have already changed by then.
yes. Well, we'll be having a discussion with the other members of the Cult of Gloriousness. I mean,
Definitely.
the main reason that you're just seeing us two is that we're the two.
We're
Main,
sort of like the founders, the pillars
yeah,
of
'cause-
Cult of Gloriousness.
because we're the only two at the moment that are really starting to take YouTube up to the next level of seriousness. Mike does.
Definitely.
He's done a couple of videos.
Yeah,
Draw My Thing was one which you did as well.
that was one of my most watched videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke hasn't actually done any videos. Neither has Hob.
No,
And Dave has no longer got a console. And he
Dave is
doesn't
no
have
longer with us.
Yeah, he doesn't have a PC, so it's that he's unfortunately left.
He's a PlayStation fag. So yeah.
Don't just kill off the PlayStation fan base. The PS2 was king.
No, PS2 was the best PlayStation by far. PlayStation 1 was amazing, and then they sort of fucked it up with the PS3. So
Yeah. So basically, the channel.
hence why I hate
yeah.
on them.
Yeah. Basically, the channel is going to change a little bit in
Yes.
in the near future. So you'll have to bear with us with that. Right. Next.
Second is what games we're going to be playing on the Carl Gloriousness channel.
Or whatever it may be by that point.
Well, yeah.
Where do we start? Well, Minecraft, I think, is the obvious one.
Yeah.
There's by this point, there's already been Minecraft on my channel. I know that for a fact because I did some stuff with Hob years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
We've got our Minecraft series we're doing on your channel now.
yeah, which is on PC.
Which people will probably see by now.
Yeah. Other games, well, you got to look at the free games on Steam. So we'll probably be doing some
Yep.
Warframe. I think that's
Probably
what's
some TF2, I'd imagine.
called. Yep.
We'll
Planet
have some
Side, maybe.
Civ 5 coming
yeah,
up.
Civ 5 definitely. No, I don't know. It's not just me. I mean, there's the collaborations of everyone, but we'll all be doing our different series. So I might do some Football Manager with Michael. I don't know whether anything will come of that. Hob. I mean, I do a lot of collaborations with him on my channel as it is, so there'll be some of that coming over.
Yep.
And obviously, I don't know what you want to do with others.
I don't know. I have my friend Tom, who I play a lot of video games
Video.
with video. I play a lot of games with him. I've been playing a lot of Warframe with him recently, so
Yeah, I mean, we'll have guests
You
appearing
can-
on the channel, so
definitely, yeah. But he's sort of like my main go-to
yeah.
sort of Daisy style game.
That's another one that will be appearing. I've got to get myself a copy of Armor 3, is it?
You need to get Armor 3. Armor 2 is the Daisy mod, but just get the standalone. Standalone's better.
So I'll be getting myself that, and we'll be doing some of that. There'll be
You
loads.
definitely need to do some Armor 3. definitely.
There'll be loads of PC games that we'll be doing basically because I got a new PC. So obviously there will be a lot of PC related games appearing. So yeah, so we'll say that Minecraft's a definite.
Yes.
We might resurrect. I will have to buy another X. Well, actually, I don't have to buy another Xbox 360 for that because it was a downloaded game, wasn't it? The Dead Island. I don't know
Yes.
whether you want to resurrect that or not.
Well, I'm not too sure as to whether I still have it.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to.
So Minecraft, Warframe, basically a lot of the free Steam games, and
Yes.
obviously between us, we'll decide what games as well that we'll all contribute to buy and everything. so
Yeah.
we can
Another thing I was thinking of us sort of investing in is testing out alphas,
yeah,
because a lot of them don't really get as much press as they deserve.
No. That is definitely something to look at.
And I buy a lot of alphas. And I think that we should sort of like plug the alphas a bit to give the developers a bit more sort of like
Yeah, 'cause
inspiration.
There
and
are loads
funding.
of small little independent games that can be really good, but they just don't get seen.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Stomping Land, the dinosaur one. It was basically a Jurassic Park survival game,
Right.
but you play as tribes people, and that was an amazing game.
I think I
but
may have seen that on
it
other
didn't.
people's channels.
It didn't really get as much press as it deserved, and the developers had to basically abandoned it because they didn't have enough funding, and it was such a shame because it was a
Yeah,
really good, genuinely good game.
you'll get loads of little companies that will, or just one person who will spend, months making a little game.
Well,
And then,
exactly,
and then obviously, if it's really good, then obviously, the publicity on it will, is needed.
yeah.
Because some games can be really good, but they don't get seen, and then they just
Well, exactly.
disappear.
Like some of them don't even get to see the light of day because it's got such a small amount of following, and
Yeah,
people don't really get the chance to see the real sort of potential that that game has.
but yeah, so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at alphas, Minecraft, various free Steam games, and obviously when we all come together and decide like what games are we going to do over the next few months, you'll see what goes on there. So the next point is, I can't really read it from distance. You'll have to tell me. I can't see.
The next one is when we're going to start.
Oh yeah, when are we going to start? That is a very good question. Now, the main difficulty that we have with that is that, well, I now work, and when I leave college, I will be working full time, 7 till 5. So I'm literally going to have no time bar weekends to do stuff. So
Yeah, whereas I'm unemployed
yeah,
and and have nothing but time.
I would say that's
Um,
typical northerner, but you're not northern. You're
I'm
so
further north than you.
yeah, you're so far north that you're not even this country.
Soon enough, you won't be part of this country.
Well, they talk about the borders moving further south. I'm just like, well, if they want to move it all the way down to Birmingham, be my guest.
Exactly.
Um,
But anyway, that's
that's beside the point. That's a
Another
little
point.
diversion. Completely
Segue.
lost what we were doing. Segue, yes. When we're going to start? Yeah, that was it. So I basically lack time to do it at that point.
Yeah.
'Cause
which means that it'll pretty much be as and when I can do it.
yeah,
Which I've got so many little projects on the go at the minute that it's difficult, but it definitely will be done, and I'd say within the next 3 to 4 months.
the next 3 to 4 months.
And that's pushing it.
Yeah,
Like
that's like the longest.
at the latest, yeah.
I mean, if I really wanted to right now, I could probably go look through my hard drive and dig up some old footage that we did ages ago and edit that together if I wanted to. But I've got my own schedule to keep to. It's now 6 o'clock, and I still haven't done my own videos yet. So the problem that I have is that the juggling act between my channel and because that's what I had, because I was the only one with an Elgato, was the only one with decent editing software. I had my own channel to manage, so it I ended up having to go, I had to be a bit selfish, basically, as much as, the amount of content that we had compared to the amount of content that I had for myself, my channel outweighed. So
Yeah.
plus my
Definitely.
channel is currently growing quite fast for me, so I'm just trying to get as much out there as possible now. So
But that's the thing, between my streaming schedule, college, and all the other projects I've got going on, it was difficult to do it all. But now, since we're coming to a close with our college year, I should have more time on my hands to do stuff like that. So essentially what's left is we need to record some footage, update the channel, and then actually start churning out the videos on a sort of more regular schedule.
we basically need to build a schedule that we can work with, because I mean, I've spoke to there's a tutor at school I haven't been to school for years, at college,
Because you're old as fuck, mate.
yeah, well, I can get into school with this beard, yeah. I was talking to a guy called Sean at college.
Sean.
You know him. Because I basically talked to him after my English lessons, and he's very much for this whole YouTube thing, and he said the best thing to do would be to do a 5-year plan, just to where we want to be across.
That's exactly what he said to me.
So that's what we're probably going to have to we're going to have to go and do.
Definitely.
In the next few weeks, we need to come up with an idea as to where we want to be. That will lead on to our point after next, where we'll talk about where we want to be. But yeah, when we're going to start, could be any time really between now and 4 months' time, basically. So
Essentially, yeah.
I'm sure I'll probably get round to doing something in the next week or so. Now that I've mentioned it, just to sort of get something out, just like
yeah,
But don't expect ridiculous amounts, as it's a work in progress as to trying to fit it in. So
definitely, because we've both got our own channels to sort of balance. You've got work.
yeah,
I've got my streaming stuff. I've got other stuff, and sort of it's just finding time, but we will.
because at the moment this is just a hobby for us, right?
Yeah.
Now. So
I mean, a bit, like at the minute is sort of like finding. It won't be so bad because this time round, because we'll be able to share the load. It won't be so much of a burden on each of our channels because we'll be sharing equally.
and we'll be able to exchange files anyway across emails and stuff. So should be all good. Right. The next point you'll have to. I can't read it from here.
It's what days. We've kind of already touched upon that. It's sort of like as and when right now.
Most likely it will probably be weekends.
Yep.
And timing wise, it really depends who's uploading. If it's me uploading, then it'll probably be late at night because that's I have to share the internet with 3 other people in this house who like to use devices that eat internet. So, for instance, my sister has an iPad, my dad has a laptop and his Skybox, and my mum also has a Kindle Fire, I think, and they all eat into the internet. So, I have to.
Whereas I have me and my dad and have fibre optic internet.
Yeah.
So I can upload pretty much whenever. So my days will probably be weekends and around midday.
Yeah, mine will probably be weekends as well, late basically. So the final point we're going to come up with here is basically the aims and where we want to be. So like I said, the 5-year plan. Where do we want to be in 5 years' time, or ultimately our main goal? I mean, both of us. I don't know about the others. I don't know how.
Yeah.
They're very pessimistic in the idea of getting big on YouTube and YouTube becoming
quote unquote big.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of YouTubers that I watch, whether it be Markiplier, I mention him a lot to James just hates how much I talk
Markiplier Hall.
Yeah, well, I'm a big Markiplier fan. Yes.
Markiplier. Can't even such a big fan you can't even say his name, bro.
Yeah, whether it be him, A89 Skills, Chris Smooth, they're fairly big names across YouTube, but you ask them about how do you get big, and their general response tends to be you just keep going.
Keep going. Regular content.
Yeah, that's the thing. The consistency was the main thing that I got from it. If your content is consistent and it's uploaded on a regular basis, then anything can happen. I mean, with my channel, I've been uploading regularly now. I've been keeping to my target of at least 2 videos a week, and my subscriber count I've been gaining about 2 subs a week, which for me is pretty good. That means I'm gaining 1 sub a video, which I will quite happily deal with. If I have to do 1,000 videos to get 1,000 subs, great, because that means I'm gaining people. But I think my idea of us would be to get big. I know that James,
yep.
You were the first one I think that sort of openly went, yeah, we're going to get huge, just straight off the bat.
We will. If we say we will, then it will happen.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time and how long it takes to get that far. But I definitely think that it is an achievable goal.
We want it to the point where it's basically a job, because
yeah.
I mean, it sounds very pipe dreamy. The amount of people, my parents, they go, chances are it won't happen. But ultimately, if you sit there and go, oh, it's not going to happen, and not do it, then it won't.
Exactly. But even if it doesn't happen, then
it's a great hobby.
I'm happy with the amount of subs we do have, and I'm happy to still be able to do this as a hobby. And yes, I would like to transform it into a job, obviously. But it's just either way, I'm happy with however big we get.
Really a win-win, because ultimately the hobby is something that we enjoy, and if it does become big, then we get to do something that we enjoy and get paid for it. I mean,
and even if we do have like a small community, that's our small little community.
I mean, that's just it. I mean, I've got 120 odd. You know, that's 120 odd people that I could. You know, I looked at one case is that I could put them all into my local village hall and then fill it up. You know, a whole
Exactly.
village hall of people who have just subscribed, who want to watch me. You know,
Exactly.
we want to be in the similar scenario, like what was it, the Yogscast? I think it was. Luke was telling us about a Comic Con. There was a queue that they would sit in for
Hours long.
You know,
Hours
just to
long.
see them. That's the kind of
the way I sort of envisaged it was that we're big enough so that we could eventually have offices, so that we could have it as a job, and it would still feel like we were going to work rather than sitting in the house all day just sat at a computer. We could actually go to work, sit there, come back, play games in our free time, and it would still then feel like a hobby.
yeah. That's definitely because I mean, a lot of people still do all their stuff from home, and they basically spend their entire time in their bedroom, basically in most cases, or their study. You know, the way that the scheduling would work was so that we would do editing at particular times, upload at particular times, and the other time is literally time for us because
Yeah.
you know there's got to be I know a lot of people are like, oh, you've got to upload, but then you neglect your own social life, which
Exactly.
is not healthy at all. So
Mine's pretty much non-existent as it is, but anyway.
well, yeah, I mean, when I got my new PC, I was kind of sat there like, yeah, my social life is going to die down at least for the next month, I think. But the idea would be in 5 years' time. I mean, it's difficult to gauge 5 years' time because we haven't really sat down and looked at everything. We need to speak to the other people as well. Like Michael, Luke.
Because,
Paul.
yeah, that's the thing we need to keep in mind, that we're not the only members.
Yeah.
There are other people, as whether they want to be in it or not, they are there. And they are in it.
Yes, they are.
Forcing them.
I'm looking at you guys. They know who they are.
You know who you are.
But I mean, if we can get, because there's a couple of them hesitant to do YouTube,
Yep.
being Hob and Luke. They basically need to just get started.
Well, Luke wants to, but it's just him finding the get up and go to actually do it.
It's the same with Hob. And as for Mike, well, I think he was just silly and lost his password. So, yeah, Mike, just stop losing your stuff. Anyway, don't want to shame them too much. They're good guys and everything. So we'll get that. We'll get it sorted between all of them. Yeah.
Shaming.
Yeah. But I would say I think we really need to look at where we're at the moment. I can't even.
Definitely.
I don't know how many subs we've got at the moment. I think it's like 30 odd, isn't it?
Oh, look.
If you go have a look, because I'm the one that's recording and everything, so I don't need all
Yep.
my Facebook and everything appear up. But that'd be great. But I mean, I've got 128, and at the end of the year, I mean, we're six. I mean, the end of the year target initially was 1,000. I think
We have 20 subscribers.
20 subscribers. Great.
Cold Warriors.
So
We still need to update my name on there and take Dave off.
yeah, but
So I'm still Highland Gamer on there, and
there's
Dave's still
a lot.
Dave.
There's still a lot of stuff to do.
That'll go in the revamp. We'll sort all of that out, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, my target at the end of the year for my channel was 1,000. I mean, I'm at 128 now, so chances are it's going to be very difficult to meet it. So I would be happy. The target was 1,000, but I wouldn't be too disappointed if I ended up at the end of the year with only 500, because it's still massive progress.
Definitely.
But you never know what's going to happen. It's like YouTube channels can just explode in an instant. I hate mentioning him because James gets sick of it, but you got to look at. He's a good example as to how a YouTube channel can explode. 3 years ago, he was nowhere, and I think up until about a year and a half ago, he was probably up. But he was like 5,000's a lot in comparison to what we have, but in the grand scheme of how many he's got now, it's ridiculous. I think the last year and a half, he has managed to gain about 6.5 million subs because it just happened. And
Yeah.
who's to say that
And
can't
then
happen to us?
he makes great friends like C Nanas and
Oh yeah,
people like that, and they're
Collaborates
pretty
with even
big as
bigger
it is.
Tabascus as well.
Yeah, and they just boost him.
A YouTube channel can
Sky
just blow up just very quickly. I think KSI was probably a good one. He showed a video of him watching back his old videos, and there was a Call of Duty one which he did when he had 50 subs. 50. And then it was like he started doing FIFA, and next thing you knew, he was at 1 million. Then he was at 2. Then he was at 3. You know, it just happens, and we've just got to find that niche. You know, whatever series that may be. So, ultimately, I think at the end of this year, for the collaborations channel, I mean, we've got to look at it. We've got 6 months left of the year. We're going to revamp it and redo all the videos. I'd probably say if we could get to like 250 subs,
couple of hundred,
couple of hundred. So if we go 200,
couple of hundred subs
between 100 and 200, I think would be a good.
I mean, certainly for now, our aim is yes to eventually get big, but the main goal is to just have fun and
entertain people,
meet new people, and entertain people, and such like things.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, we'll be doing live streams as well. I think, and whether we get into this whole idea of a lot of YouTubers are doing it now, the charity live streams. I quite like that idea because it sort of gives you an idea of how strong your community is.
I did that. I did a 12-hour live stream, and people donated kindly, and I gave to. Can't remember what charity it was now, but can't remember the name of it. But it like helps disabled gamers. They produce like controllers and keyboards and stuff to help kids who can't really use keyboards and controllers. So, and it's like it does really show how good and strong a community can be. And,
I mean, ultimately, I mean, there are a lot of charities out there that can. I mean, it doesn't have to be related to gaming. I mean, it's literally there's a couple of charities out there that I particularly like donating to. There was one for stroke, other for cancer, because I've lost people in my family. I lost my granddad during my GCSEs to a stroke.
That's the thing. Last year, I lost 2 family members to cancer and 1 to a heart condition. So
there are particular causes that we will probably donate to a lot more, but obviously depending on what the community likes, then we can go from there.
But that's the thing. If the community wants us to help support us, a charity that of their choice, then we'll definitely give them the option. And we'll donate to that charity.
Well, that's obviously that's where the 5-year plan comes in. Because we'll need to, because obviously depending on how big the community is will depend on when we can do the charity live streams and how effective they'll be. Because obviously we need a lot of subs to make the charity money. I mean, we could have a small amount of subs who donate loads of money, which could have the same effect, but that's unlikely. So, but ultimately that's a long way down the line. We're talking, we'd have to be past 1,000, I think, for that to be effective. But for now. I think the target for us, over 100 subs by the end of the year for this channel. I don't know what your target for your channel would be.
I don't know. I need to start uploading again because I've been so caught up in my Twitch stuff. I haven't really been doing many recordings.
So we've got the five main points down. We bullet pointed what we wanted to talk about to prevent us from babbling, because otherwise this video,
even though we did that anyway.
Well, we've babbled on topic rather than veering off ridiculously like I do sometimes.
That's very true.
So if we just go back through the points quickly. So the changes to the channel, obviously we're going to change the channel art and change everything, update who's in it and who's not, and then obviously the videos will start coming.
Give it a new lease of life, basically.
Yep. The games that we're going to play, generally, we're probably talking a lot of PC games. A few console games, obviously, because there will be the few that are either exclusive or it's just easier to play it on console. And obviously, depending on time, we'll decide when we upload and stuff. And obviously, the ultimate aim: get big. that's the basic. That's the aim for most things, I think, isn't it? So yeah, that's going to be the.
It's normally me that makes the sexual innuendos, and I found that disgusting.
I think that's a great point to leave it. Yeah, so that's been the.
Can't sink
I don't
any
know what
lower.
we're gonna call this. Is this an up? I think we'll call an update or whatever this will be.
Yeah.
Update and aims and everything. Some fantastic, wondrous title. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us in this long-winded
Thank you.
discussion video. Hopefully, in the near future, there will be some videos on the Cult of Gloriousness channel or whatever it may be by that point. If you've got any suggestions for names, feel free, drop it down there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind suggestions. We were very uncreative last time of trying to think of stuff.
Yeah.
It was
And
really
don't
hard.
use any dirty names.
No, try not to anyway. So yeah,
Unless it's a really good one, and then we might consider it.
yeah, that's right. So that is where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching this long-winded stream. Thank you for putting up with our wonderful furry faces.
Well, yours is furry.
Mine
Mine's
is-
just sort of like typical gaming neckbeard.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been ManClout94,
I've been Angry Viking.
and we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Cheerio.